I don't know how to start the segment.
Just start it.
Big Ten football week 8. A lot has happened this week. You want to start with something else?
No. Go.
You want to get right into the shits?
Sure.
Michigan State beats Michigan.
So now that I've had some time to decompress from this loss because it was a different day yesterday before the Halloween festivities took off. But my first thing that I wanted to address about this game, right, is that what is the one constant thing? What is the one bit of controversy that this Michigan football team has had week in and week out, really for the majority of the season? The quarterbacks.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
The quarterbacks,
Yeah,
right?
my
Cade
fault.
McNamara. He can't get us there. He can't throw downfield. We're not going to beat Ohio State playing with Cade McNamara. We're not going to win a Big Ten championship with Cade McNamara. McNamara can't get us to the next level. We need JJ. Play JJ. Play JJ. JJ needs to start if we're going to the next level.
Yeah, no, Cade threw for almost 400 yards.
400 yards. And the man was up around 70% most of the game in completion percentage.
Yeah, no, that definitely wasn't the issue here.
And so, in the most crucial moment, one of the most crucial moments of the game, I'll say, guess who gets in the game in the second half? Twice.
JJ
McCarthy. 2 possessions in the second half. What do we get? Fumble. Next possession. Fumble. Lost. So imagine my surprise when I'm seeing all these names, all these platforms that were calling for J.J. McCarthy to play meaningful minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Right? That's what they said. Last week against Northwestern, it wasn't enough. He should have played earlier when the game was still on the line.
Yeah.
Okay, well, he played when the fucking game was on the line.
And
Now. Let me say, him fumbling the first time and us getting it back, and then him getting an opportunity to fumble the shit again, is a colossal brain shit. It is like leaving your brain on neutral. It's so bad that I want to believe with all my heart that one of the coordinators or the quarterback coach made that decision without Harbaugh knowing. And he's just too good of a guy to throw them under the bus. Because I refuse to believe that an NFL level coach, a coach that is coached in a Super Bowl, would see a freshman faltering in the light in the moment like JJ did. I mean, hell, the first fumble, he had just got done giving a guy a stiff arm and just like fucking throws the ball off the turf. So I refuse to believe that coach, our coach, saw that and said, nope, next series, start the drive with J.J. McCarthy. I have to believe that was a call made by either Josh Gaddis or quarterback coach Weiss. It has to be that. So you sit up here and you cried and you scream at the top of your lungs that nothing was going to happen for Michigan. Nothing good was going to happen. We weren't going to accomplish our goals until J.J. McCarthy gets in the game, right? And so J.J. McCarthy plays meaningful minutes in a game, and he ends up being one of the reasons why we lose. I can't even put it all on his feet because he shouldn't have been in the game to have the opportunity to give it away. You were wrong. You were dead ass wrong. You couldn't have been more wrong. You were wrong. So don't sit up here sanctimonious on your high horse still, pointing the fingers back at Jim Harbaugh because he gave you what the hell you were asking for. He did what it is that you've been advocating for since this boy Cade stepped on the field this year. Since the first game against Western Michigan, when JJ threw that pass down the sideline to Dalen Ball, when you people have been crying to get JJ McCarthy in the game. And so they force him in the game unnecessarily. He ends up giving it away.
At the worst possible time.
And now here y'all are. Nobody taking responsibility for their wrong ass opinion. For their dead ass wrong opinion. Cade was having the game of his life. Proved that he can throw downfield versus a good defense. Stretch the field. Take advantage of a loaded box. It's just like all the good things that happened in this game feel like they are wasted. Aiden Hutchinson getting sacks. Ajabo getting sacks. Obviously, I'm not completely over this loss. But the benefit of them playing the way that they have played up until this point is that this doesn't throw the season away for us.
No.
Doesn't throw the season away. It just means that 12-0 is off the table. Well, 12-0 is off the table for a lot of teams, including Bama, Ohio State, bunch of teams. Oregon.
A bunch of teams that aren't Oklahoma, Georgia, and Cincinnati.
Yeah. And honestly, Cincinnati's going to have a hard time beating some of these one-loss teams out in the college football ranking because they're struggling versus lesser opponents.
That's
so
I
want to move on from it, but all of you who clamored for J.J. McCarthy to be getting more minutes and to be playing over Cade or starting over Cade for the last 7 weeks, you owe that man an apology. I just flat the fuck out. You owe him an apology. You do. He is not the issue. He wasn't the issue when we were winning games. You made it an issue, and then you finally got what it is that you're crying about, and you don't want to live up to it. You don't want to own up to it. I just hope that the team grows from this. You know what I'm saying? We still got Penn State and Ohio State on the schedule. So goals in front of us. Let's go get it. Let's go get it, man. It sucks that it has to happen to Michigan State. Mel Tucker starting off 2-0 versus Michigan.
Yeah.
Which is
nuts.
I mean, just the turnaround he's been able to have there. Like, he swapped out 30 players and then put in 30 more players of just straight transfers.
Mm-hmm.
Which, I mean, helps you because they got a lot of experienced guys over there, like Kenneth Walker. The fact that he was sitting on the bench in Wake Forest's backfield. Are you fucking kidding me? Wake Forest? Fam.
Wake Forest is undefeated too, I think now.
But even with that, man, they were so close.
That's
they were
the guy.
So close.
That's a fact.
Let's move on.
Wisconsin beat Iowa 27-7.
Wisconsin making that win look mighty, mighty good, mighty fine.
I mean, if you're going to beat Iowa, that's definitely the way to do it. To prove yourself, at least from the first half.
I think the assessment that I had on Iowa early this year was pretty accurate. That when they couldn't get the turnovers and they need to score points, that was going to prove difficult for them, and that has proved difficult for them over the past several weeks. So I think until they get something figured out scheme-wise, I don't think they're looking at a new quarterback, but, something's got to shake. Something's got to change.
For sure. Minnesota beat Northwestern 41-14, which I don't think is a shocker.
No, I don't think anybody's shocked. Again, Tanner Morgan and PJ Fleck and company really, really coming into form, man, trying to make it a mad race there in the West. Everybody thought that the mad dash was going to be in the East of the Big Ten. Now it's seeming like the dogfight is going to happen. Well, they're going to have a dogfight on both sides, actually.
Yeah.
It's going to be a
dogfight.
Which
isn't usually that, well.
It doesn't look like anybody's going to really pull away.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we'll see.
Maryland beat Indiana in a very close one, 38-35.
Yeah, I didn't even expect this to go down to the wire. So shout out to Tom Allen and Indiana for hanging in there, man. It kind of you kind of feel bad for them because this was supposed to be their year of growth, right? This was supposed to be their next step year, and I didn't necessarily feel like it was going to go that way, but I was hopeful for them outside of the Michigan game.
Mm-hmm.
But it just seems like with all the injuries, they don't have the depth to survive, that kind of blow to their roster. So Michael Penix being out, and then even when he was in, it never really clicked for them this year. So
no, in fact, it was pretty bad sometimes.
Yeah, they only have a few chances here. That's what, 5 losses now?
I think so.
Shit. They're only going to have a few opportunities left on their schedule to get bowl eligible. I don't know, man. It doesn't seem like they're going to make.
They're literally 0-5 in conference. Yeah. They're 2-6 overall.
Yeah. Oh, they can't lose no more games.
Yep.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Rutgers beat Illinois 20-14. So one of the games that we said Rutgers has to win, essentially, to kind of still seem like a decent team this year.
What a very perplexing team in Illinois.
You know?
So week 1, we beat Nebraska, but then we lose the next week to
UTSA.
Yeah, lose to UTSA. Then they beat Penn State in a 9 overtime game.
And then lose
come
to
back and lose to Rutgers.
Yeah, that's nuts.
I don't like...
What is going on with Brett Bielema?
You know what? I'm glad we don't play them this year because I have no idea who we would end up playing.
Right.
We would either score 70 or 7 against them. There's no in between.
Yeah, no, that's a terrible look. Purdue beat Nebraska 28-23.
Oh my God, Scott Frost is getting fired. Scott Frost is going to lose his job, y'all.
3-6.
I'm only a little bit gleeful over it, but he's a white guy in America. He'll get another job. Yeah. No, it's getting late, very early in Lincoln, very early
for sure. And then finally, Ohio State beats Penn State 33-24. A little shaky, obviously, especially in the first half. If Big Boy didn't get the defensive touchdown, could have been a completely different game.
Yeah,
it wasn't an easy win. Penn State obviously kind of came to play.
Yeah, I mean that was their season right there. So
yeah.
They gave it all they got. I just don't think Penn State. Well, first of all, the lack of the running game really hurts them.
Yeah.
Right? Like they're not an air raid offense per se, right? Mm-hmm. They get deep shots off of RPO. They get deep shots off of play action. They don't just sit back there, run 5 wide out and stab you apart. That's not the type of offense that Franklin runs.
Yeah.
So when they don't have any running game, which is really what they lacked in this game, it really puts them in a position to where you have to throw. And when you have to throw, which is the positions that we frequently put Peyton Thorne in on Saturday, which is why it's so frustrating we lost that fucking game. But when you have to throw, you're able to lean on your pass rush and play from ahead.
Yeah.
Yep. And that's what Ohio State was able to do, right? Mm-hmm. They got up, and even when they struggled, they were able to keep Penn State down because Penn State only had one thing. They had one tool in their toolbox.
1,000%.
So
at least we were able to hold them off, which isn't really a thing you want to say as Ohio State. You want to say, yeah, we fucked them up. But, we were able to hold them off, and, I'm still afraid of teams that can run the ball.
It's seeming like Purdue, who would have thought it, is going to be one of the tougher games on y'all's schedule.
Yeah. No, it's going to be a tough game for sure. I'm afraid of Michigan State and Michigan.
Looking at y'all's, those are the obvious ones. I'm just kind of saying
outside of that.
Outside of that, yeah. Looking at Maryland and Indiana, and who was y'all's first conference? Rutgers, right? Who else? Penn State, Michigan. Who knew that Purdue is probably going to be in the top 3 of those games?
Top 5.
I would say
Oregon, Michigan State.
Oh, I forgot about Oregon. About Oregon. Oh yeah, but yeah.
No, I get it.
Yeah. I forgot about Oregon now.
Yeah. So, no, but still, Purdue shouldn't even be in the top 5. They shouldn't be, and they're not 5.
Yeah, no, they're not.
Hey! Where y'all going? Where y'all going? You a legend.
Thanks for watching another Back of the Bus Squad episode. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe.
Want to check out another episode related to this, go ahead and click that video to the left.
And if you want to catch up on some of our other episodes, make sure you click the playlist below.